Hey guys, welcome to week 10 at Nathbet.com. Sorry about the bit of a clutter behind me. I am in a hotel room. I am in Orlando, Florida because it is Halloween. Going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party tonight. Let me see if I can grab you a costume that I'm going to be wearing. See what you think. That is going to be me tonight. The Count from Sesame Street. I know, pretty cool. I know. But let's get the most important things out of the way first, and that is, of course, Nathbet winning its second consecutive double. We are finding the results now, guys, but we are greedy here. We want plenty more profit, and I do like some of the games this week. The double, the treble, and the fourfold. Very nice prices, especially the fourfold. You just wait for that. That's the most important thing. Forget Halloween. It is Nathbet, and of course, we've got another week of Premier League, Championship, League 1 and League 2 action for you to look forward to. We're going to concentrate mainly on the Premier League and the Championship with these bets this week because they've done pretty well for us over the last fortnight. So here we go. Without further ado, let me go straight on with the safe double. We're going to go with Cardiff against Leeds United. This is more about Leeds' poor form than it is Cardiff's good form recently. However, Cardiff are pretty strong at home. They started off the season white hot, didn't they? They've cooled off slightly. They've still got an excellent record of winning 4 out of their 6 games at home. You know, you compare that to Leeds, and you don't really realise what manager they've got at the moment. They've got a new one in Neil Redfern. But they're having a bit of a nightmare, aren't they? They've got a different manager every week, and they've only won 1 away from home all season, only scoring 6 goals in their 5 games on the road. So I do fancy Cardiff to get the job done on this occasion. Cardiff available at even money. You might get odds on, but if you hold out till Friday afternoon, I think you probably get even money on that bet. So make sure you back Cardiff at evens. That's the first bet of the safe double. Double them up with Everton. Everton against Swansea. Everton starting to find their form at home. It started off the season pretty poorly, to be honest, but with Lukaku back and amongst the goals, and you've got Leighton Baines who's in the thick of it now. And I do expect them to have too much of a Swansea City, who have been on a great run of form, of course, and Wilfred Bonney starting to find his feet in front of goal. However, I do expect them. They had a hard-fought game last Sunday against Leicester City. They won that one. And also they went to Liverpool on Wednesday night in that Capital One Cup. Long game for them, eventually losing out 2-1. They didn't play, their full strength side on that, but there were certain players who will have had 3 games inside a week. So I do expect Everton to win this game at Goodison Park. Everton 2.2 to 1. Everton 3 to 4 gives us a 2.2 to 1 double. Please put your money on that. Everton and Cardiff. Okay, treble guys. Arsenal. Handicap bet. We've done handicap bets for the majority of games this season, on the majority of weeks, and this is definitely one that I really like. Arsenal -1 against Burnley. We all know about Burnley. They're going to finish bottom of the table. I think they'll be down by Christmas or shortly thereafter. Arsenal had to wait a little while to get that 2-0 cushion against Sunderland last weekend. However, I do expect them to win and win comfortably. I think it could be a cricket score 3-4-5 on this occasion. So we're going to bet Arsenal on the handicap -1. Just going to go safe. Arsenal -1. Thought about going Arsenal -2, but we're just going to go Arsenal -1. 4 to 5 against Burnley. I think that's an excellent result, an excellent price. Arsenal -1 against Burnley. The second bet in the treble, guys. Manchester derby, Manchester City versus Manchester United. Plenty of people saying leave it alone. I say back Manchester City. Back the champions. I saw United, obviously, and they put up a better showing against Chelsea. But at the same time, Chelsea dominated for large periods of that game, and they should have been out of sight. That's away from home. So when you've got to go for Chelsea away from home, when you've got to go to a place like the Emirates, I just think that defence, it's still dodgy. I don't like it. I do think that United will score, but I expect Manchester City to score 2 or 3 more. I expect it to be probably a 3-1 victory for Manchester City. I think there'll be too much, and when it's odds of even money, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that and run with it. So Manchester City beat Manchester United. Arsenal -1 against Burnley, and finish that off with Wolves against Birmingham. Wolves so strong at home. Beat Middlesbrough as well a week ago. A very difficult side to entertain on their travels, Middlesbrough. So Wolves very strong at Molineux. And who have they got? They've got a team that have just lost 8-0 at home. 8-0 at home. So of course we're going to back Wolves. I think that'll be an absolute home banker. So Arsenal -1, Manchester City and Wolves gives us a 4.2 to 1 treble, and that is with Bet Victor. Remember to get your bets in. Please retweet our tips to win a free £10 bet. The lucky person will get a £10 bet on the double, the treble, or the fourfold of their choosing. Hashtag Nathbet Longshot as well. Please tweet us in your long shot and we will choose a lucky winner. We will put them in lights on nathbet.com and also give them a £5 free bet on their particular long shot. And without further ado, we also have the iPad offer as well. So a lucky winner will get to choose just before 12 o'clock on Friday, not Saturday, because we have got a game on Friday. I'll come to that sooner rather than later, but 12 o'clock midday on Friday, you will be chosen at random and you will be winning an iPad if the double, treble and fourfold clean sweep come in. A lot to take in, so let's just relax. Let's take a deep breath and let's go on to the fourfold. Okay, Norwich City against Bolton. Neil Lennon done a really good job at Bolton. He's starting to shore things up a little bit at the back, which is the most important thing. But Norwich could go top in the Championship if they win and results go for them at the weekend. So Norwich, I think, obviously the Friday night game, I do expect them to win. 8-13 about Norwich. I like that. Like I said, I like to see their name at the top of the league going into the weekend. So Norwich City to win the Friday night game against Bolton is my first bet. Second one, I mentioned them as people who travel very, very well. Middlesbrough, I fancy them to go to Rotherham and win, and I like them at 16-11. I really, really do. Big price. They're definitely going to be in and around that playoff picture. I'm not sure they're going to be in the top two going for automatic promotion, but I do think they're very, very strong. They've toughened up a bit. They've got Bamford, they've got Kike up there. They've got a lot of good players, and I like it. I like Middlesbrough. Rotherham pretty weak at home, only won 2 out of their last 6. And I do expect Middlesbrough to go there and win a closely fought game. So Borough to beat Rotherham. Like I say, 16-11, 11-8. Depends what you get. But like I say, whatever the money, definitely a good odds against shout. Middlesbrough to beat Rotherham. Villa have been horrendous, haven't they? Looks like the Roy Keane partnership isn't particularly working that well. And he's not, well, the guys look pretty frightened before they go on the pitch, and maybe it is, but they're definitely not playing like men possessed. And I do think that Spurs, even though they had a midweek game, midweek Capital One game, I think they'll be far too strong for them. Villa are just very, very poor at the moment. You had that excellent start to the season, but I do think that they're starting to show that they are going to be in a relegation fight become the end of the season. I think Spurs not been playing particularly well either, and obviously Pochettino is under a little bit of pressure himself, but I do think that this game against Aston Villa is one that they can banish those demons, like that Halloween kind of reference. Spurs to beat Villa 10-11, guys. That will not give you nightmares. Okay, finishing off with a bet that I haven't suggested before, and I do like it. And I know that my partner in crime, Mr. Peter Stillings, will be very happy as well. When you go to the betting, so you go to the handicap page, you see handicaps. There's also another section in the game, and it's called Draw No Bet. Pretty much self-explanatory, really. It means you can back a team, one or the other team. If you win, you win. If your team wins, if you draw, it's a no bet. It's a void bet. It doesn't mean to say you've lost your bet. It just means to say it's a push. It's a void. Your bet, you get the money that you put on, you get the money back. And obviously, if your team loses, your team loses. So you're going to get a win on your team, slightly smaller than the odds that are obviously offered because we're taking the draw out of the equation. So I'm going to back Hull City to beat Southampton in a draw no bet. So if Hull win the game, they're at 9-5, so they're 2-1. If Hull win the game, obviously we win it at 9-5. If they draw, we get the money back. It doesn't lose our fourfold, and obviously if Southampton win, then we lose the bet. But I do think that Hull City at home are a pretty difficult side to play against. They've had plenty of rest. They've had a week off. They're not in Europa League action anymore. Southampton, obviously, for as good as they've been in the last few weeks, another big game where they play nearly a full-strength side at Stoke in midweek on Wednesday night. I think that Hull will at least get a draw here, and I actually fancy them to nick it. Hence why we're putting them in a draw no bet. So we're just covering ourselves slightly. Hull City 9-5 in a draw no bet against Southampton. So the fourfold: Norwich, Middlesbrough, Spurs, and Hull City draw no bet. That gives us a massive 21.4-1 fourfold. That is a pretty scary proposition. But like I say, it's trick or treat. You trick you now with that draw no bet, and we'll be treating you on Saturday and Sunday when those money and those profits roll in. Okay, guys, double, treble, fourfold. Enjoy. You've got the offers. I'll enjoy the Magic Kingdom tonight. Make sure you put the bets on ASAP. Remember, we've got that early Friday night kickoff, so please don't wait until the weekend, and we will see you next week. Have a great one. Take care. Happy Halloween.